Well, hello and welcome to a new video. We're going to test Apex Legends on the RTX 4050 and we're playing at 1080p with basically competitive settings here. And yeah, this one is not really the 4050, it's the RTX 1080 generation. So this means that we do have the 4050 chip in here, just with a little bit different drivers, which in this case should really not make this big of a difference when it comes to performance though. So let's see how well this is going to run on it. And since this basically also is I think it's one of the strongest 4050 versions, or since it's around the 100 watt mark, which is where you get to the point of diminishing returns with the 40 generation cards. And this one runs at around 75 watts at max. I would argue that you can definitely expect your 4050 to run around the same as this one here. And yeah, so far we are seeing perfectly playable FPS. I mean, I wouldn't have expected anything else, but it's still nice to see how well this can run on the 4050. And it means that even the entry NVIDIA RTX card, which you can find in most gaming laptops and other small factor laptops as well, is easily enough to play this game at high frame rates. I mean, you can see that we're not even in the GPU limit most of the time. We're basically always in the CPU limit at the moment. And this one actually has an Core Ultra 7 165H in it, as well as 64 gigabytes of system memory. So indeed, my mate is not going to save the day. So let's just gonna keep watch these guys for a few more minutes and turn the settings up to the highest possible settings now. I'm just gonna let the VRAM sit there as it is, but all of that is going to crank up to max. And yeah, now we're in the GPU limit and no longer in the CPU limit. But obviously, if you're, I mean, we're inside a building right now, and if you're inside, the FPS in this game will usually be a lot higher than what you can expect in most outdoor areas. But this is obviously very playable, and yeah, dropping to the 150s, 120s. Yeah, I think if you were to see like Bangalore Ultimate right now and maybe some other explosions and smoke, then you would drop into the 90s, but that obviously is still very playable. And you can see the frame time graph simply is completely smooth here. So if you want to play this competitively, that is what you want to see. And I mean, if you want to play this competitively, just don't go ahead and crank up the settings to the max, because that not only is going to hinder your visibility in the game, but it's obviously also gonna heavily impact the performance. But yeah, so far I really like what I see, and I do think the 4050 is definitely perfectly capable of playing this game competitively. So yeah, I think that's it for this video, but if you want to play Apex Legends, you can definitely feel confident that this one's going to run quite fine.